Hello, everyone. How's it going? This is immigration attorney Moumita. I'm coming to you live to talk to you about immigration and to see what may be on your minds tonight. So thank you for joining me. But before I go any further, I actually just wanted to bring up the tragedy that happened yesterday in Uvalde, Texas, and it's just a lot of emotions that I have. I know that many of you have children, and it's really heartbreaking. There's not much more that I can say without getting emotional about it, but things do need to change. But let's talk about immigration, which is why I'm here today. And I wanted to talk about something that has come to my attention about the fact that several people have filed their I-751 application to remove conditions jointly with their spouse, but during this process, they separate and they get divorced without notifying USCIS. So is this the right way to go, and will you be okay? Before I talk further about this, I'd like to introduce myself to you. My name is Moumita Rahman. Nice to see everyone. I'm located in New York, but I work with immigration clients all over the US. So if you are in need of assistance, do give us a call at 212-248-7907 to see if we can put you down for an appointment for our assistance. So let's talk about this right now. What happens if you are currently in the process of filing for your removal of conditions with your spouse, but you have gotten divorced without ever telling USCIS? Will this affect your case, or will you be okay? I know this is true because several people have actually canceled appointments with me because of the fact that their I-751 got approved while they were separated or divorced from their spouse. And what I would say to you is this: if you are filing a joint application to remove conditions with your spouse and you end up getting separated from your spouse and get divorced, even if immigration approves your case, this does not always mean that it's the best thing. Because in the future, when you do try to apply for citizenship and these facts will come out that you were separated or that you were divorced, it may cause you a potential problem when you are applying for citizenship. And USCIS may take the stance that you committed fraud or you were trying to fool them into thinking that you were still together. So the point is that if you are going through problems in your relationship, in your marriage, and you're separated and you have a pending I-751, speak to a lawyer, make sure your case gets properly amended and properly updated to request a specific type of waiver that is appropriate in your situation. And if you're going through this, definitely give us a call, 212-248-7907. Go ahead and leave me any questions that you have about immigration. I will do my best to answer as many questions as I can while I am live. Hello, Gabby. I have a comment from Gabby who's saying, I want to thank you and your staff for my process with your firm. I got a message today that I got a prima facie. I know it doesn't mean approval, but it's the right path, and I'm so emotional, Gabby. I'm so happy for you too. And when you're working with us, we want to treat you like family. We want to make you feel like you belong, because everyone deserves to have a lawyer that is going to care about them and is going to take their case seriously. You know, your struggles are our struggle, and we truly want all of our clients to have the best results possible. And that's why we do what we do. That's why we believe so strongly in what we do. So thank you, Gabby, so much. I'm so happy for you. And Deco Noor is saying, my friend's case was sent back to NBC by the embassy after being in administrative processing for 6 months, but why? From Deco, Deco, I don't know why. It's probably going to be told to you in the decision letter about why the visa is refused. If you go for a consular interview and your case is in administrative processing for 6 months, that probably means that there were some issues with the case. Maybe they found that you're not really eligible for the visa, and that's why it's been sent back. Hello to all of my TikTok followers. Can a DUI green card holder can travel from Sahil 89? If you have a DUI but you have a green card, can you travel? The answer is possibly, but possibly not. Whenever you have any sort of criminal charge, even if you have a green card, anytime that you travel, it may open you up to inquiries from Customs and Border Patrol. And there are instances where you may be denied admission back into the US and you may be put into further trouble. So if you have a DUI, but you have a green card, tread carefully, make sure you consult with an attorney to make sure that your case is going to be okay. Can I travel using my expired green card and 797 renewal notice from Ashu? So if you have filed for an I-751 removal of conditions and your green card is expired, but you've applied for that removal of conditions, you will receive a receipt that gives you an extension of your status. And if you have a 2-year green card, then you can travel with that and that receipt. However, if you have a 10-year green card that is expired and you have filed to renew that card with the I-90 form, you will usually get a stamp on your card that shows a 1-year extension, and you can travel with that. I filed with my spouse since August 2020, but no response from King. So if your application has been filed in 2020, it sounds like it's been going on for a long time. You can always contact USCIS customer service. Can I bring my mother with my green card? You cannot. Bring your parents to the US. You have to be a US citizen. Only US citizens can petition for their moms and dads. This is a specific benefit that you get when you're a US citizen. So if you're a green card holder, you need to naturalize first, and then you'll be eligible to apply for your parents right away. Do you help with criminal records? My wife can't fix because of criminal records. Is from Maribel. Maribel, I would love to take a look at your wife's case. If your wife has a criminal record, Maribel, you need to make sure that your wife gets those criminal dispositions, gets the records, because anytime you're dealing with immigration and criminal history, every single criminal history has to be disclosed, even if it's been dismissed, and every single thing has to be analyzed to see what potential ramifications and problems there can be if you apply for an immigration benefit. So Maribel, I would say get the documents in order and give us a call. Can my husband fix papers if he's been deported before and was put in a 5-year bar and came back 3 days later? From Skilla Marie. Skilla Marie, if your husband got a deportation, which sounds like he got an expedited removal, and he came back 3 days later, this probably means that he has something called a permanent bar. Now, the permanent bar is one of the harshest immigration penalties that somebody can get. And what this means is that you either were in the US unlawfully for a period of time after 1997, and you left and then you came back again with permission, or you were deported after April 1st, 1997, and you came back again illegally. So if your husband got the deportation, he came back again without permission, then he probably triggered what is called a permanent bar. And these days, there are only 3 types of cases where you can overcome the permanent bar in order to fix, and this is VAWA, the T visa, and the U visa. So I'd be happy to go to see if your husband qualifies for any of that. If my green card expired, do I get deported from Brian? Brian, you do not get deported, but you need to renew your green card, okay? If you need assistance, give us a call, 212-248-7907. Shai is asking, where are you based? I'm based in New York, but I work with clients all over the US. So Shai or Joyce, if you need assistance, give us a call, 212-248-7907. We'll ask you a few questions to see if we can give you an appointment. I want to ask you, Congress got back to my VAWA case and that my case is currently pending assignment for an officer to review. What does it mean? From Tangia. Tangia, you asked me this question yesterday and I just need a little bit more detail. I'm not sure what it means. Would naturalization be a problem? Can they revoke it later from the brownie? Yes, they can. So let's say that you become a citizen and you become a citizen through fraudulent means, which means that you may have gotten your green card and not told the truth, or you never should have been a green card holder in the first place, or you become a citizen by concealing or omitting certain information that would have made a difference to your citizenship application. The government can actually sue you to denaturalize you. So USCIS can't take that citizenship back. This is something that has to be prosecuted by the government to take back. And actually, during the Trump era, there were many cases of ICE trying to reopen and denaturalize people because many people from a long time ago had basically used false identities and things like that to get asylum and those sort of things. So yes, you can lose your citizenship if you did not obtain it the right way. Can you apply for citizenship through a child with a DUI? From Lily Calix. Lily, it depends. So if you're, depends on how you entered, what sort of application you're eligible for. If you entered legally and your child has a DUI, I don't see that as being any issue that should impact you being able to get your green card or your citizenship. However, if you did not enter in the legal manner, then we need to take a look at your case to see how we can get you a green card, because your child may not be an easy fix, okay? And give us a call, Lily, 212-248-7907. I changed my lawyer, but the lawyer who has my file is not sending my file to my new lawyer. What to do? Any guidance? My old lawyer will not pick up the calls from Rajan. This is a problem. If you switch lawyers and your old lawyer does not want to give you your file or give your new lawyer your file, it's actually kind of unethical in my opinion, because it's preventing you from getting the help that you need. No matter what your reason is for changing your lawyers, everyone deserves the right to work with a lawyer that they feel comfortable with and who they feel has their back. So if your old lawyer is not giving the documents, your lawyer can probably write a strongly worded letter or report them to the bar. So that's what I'd recommend. I would recommend that your lawyer try to do that. If my husband does not want to help me with my 10-year green card, what can I do? From Sasha Enriquez. Sasha, if your husband does not want to help you with your 10-year green card, you can give us a call, because for me, when a spouse does not want to help you proceed with your immigration status, there's more than one thing going on. All right, let's just put it that way. And when I pull back the cover and I look at this case, I'm sure that there's going to be a history of many things that have made your life difficult, Sasha. So give us a call, Sasha, 212-248-7907. I would love to see how we can help you move forward and help you apply for that card, okay? Immigrants need to assimilate in America and fly the America flag, from Mark Anthony Rawls. Mark Anthony Rawls, thank you so much for your comments. Let's just talk about that right now. Immigrants, do they need to assimilate in the United States? Well, there's a reason why the USA is called the melting pot. And the reason that the US is so amazing is because immigrants make America great already. And we make America great with our traditions, our cultures, our languages, our foods, our clothing, everything. And our hard work and labor that provides the food, the labor, the gardening, everything, the clothing, whatever you're wearing, whatever you're eating, whatever you're looking at your phone on, immigrants make that, and immigrants make America great. So I would not say that immigrants need to assimilate. Do they need to fly the American flag? They could, but it's not required. All right. How much is your charge for the first appointment? From Sandeep? Sandeep, an appointment with us is $150. Does USCIS do an interview for the citizenship N600? From Miguel Solano. Miguel, I haven't seen interviews for this case, but it could happen for sure. If my dad didn't let my mom get custody in 2008, I'm 20, I couldn't get DACA. What can I do? From Oralis Rodriguez. Oralis, I'm so sorry to hear that. So is your father a U.S. citizen? If they are, do give us a call. Maybe we have a way to help you with that. Otherwise, we could, if you have DACA, we could look to see what else you qualify for that does not require a family connection. Usually we would look at some humanitarian visas, such as the U visa or the T visa for you, okay? But give us a call if you'd like, 212-248-7907. I applied for citizenship last week, but my green card is expiring in January 2023. Do I need to renew? At this point, Morisha, your green card is okay, but if you're getting close to your citizenship interview time or the card is about to expire, I would say the wise choice is always to renew the card so that you always have proof of your residency. Can a widow whose former spouse is a U.S. citizen receive her residency or citizenship? From Kimberly? Kimberly, yes. If you're, so there's a time limit. Now, if you're married to a U.S. citizen and your U.S. citizen spouse passes away, you have a time limit of 2 years to apply for something called a widow application. But that's really best possible if you entered with permission, legally. If you did not enter legally, I would want to ask you a lot more questions about what happened in your marriage to see if you may qualify for VAWA, because then we could hopefully get your residency that way, okay? And if you already had a pending I-130 and I-485 and your spouse passes away, there's a way to help continue that case. So immigration normally does that automatically. Can you renew DACA if it expired 5 years ago? At this point, you probably can't, because it's going to be considered a new application and it won't it won't be processed because of the court case that's pending. Who can be a sponsor for an undocumented person from Erika? Erika Hernandez, normally it has to be a family member. But if you're talking about a financial sponsor when they're doing the green card process, it could literally be anyone who's a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. What is the difference between a 20-year deportation versus a permanent bar from Gomez? So the permanent bar is something that makes you inadmissible for 10 years. It's a hard bar. Basically, you just cannot be issued a green card during this time, especially if you're outside the U.S. If you're inside the U.S., you can qualify for certain waivers through certain cases. A 20-year deportation is basically it's also a bar for 20 years. So number one, the time difference is the most different thing, but also it may not be waivable at all. Depends. Can you help me with Stokes from Sweatpants? Yes, I may be able to help you with Stokes. Depends on when your interview is and what preparation you need. What happens if you accidentally forgot to renew your green card and it's been over 1 year? I would say that you should still apply. There's not really a rule about that, but you need to do it now. Where can I call you? You can call us at 212-248-7907. U visa or T visa or VAWA green cards are for 10 years from JS. Yes, correct. When you get a green card through your U visa or a T visa or through VAWA, your green card will be valid for a 10-year period. What happens if USCIS sends you a denial letter and your husband divorces you? What can you do? Like the best thing from Corey Love. Corey, the best thing you can do is to give us a call, because if your case has gotten denied and your spouse is filing for divorce, it is time to take action now. Don't get scared. Don't bury your head in the sand. You need to take action now, and I'd love to see if we can help you move forward to see if you're eligible for VAWA or for some other sort of relief. Okay, so Corey, call now, 212-248-7907. What is the maximum time for actively reviewed by USCIS for approval? From Jenny. Jenny, I don't know this off the top of my head, but you can actually check the processing time online with immigration. I was married to a U.S. citizen and I left the U.S. because my mother was very sick. Now my daughter, can she apply for me to get back to the USA? From Taufik. Taufik, if your marriage was less than 2 years ago, like if you got divorced, but the divorce was less than 2 years ago, then maybe we can check to see if you're eligible for VAWA. But if your daughter is now 21, depending on a few factors, maybe you can apply. But if you have a 10-year bar for unlawful presence, then your daughter may not be a good help for that, okay? But definitely, you can give us a call for some assistance. And we'll see if we can give you an appointment. Do you think prima facie can allow me to get financial aid to go to school? From James. James, it is definitely possible in some states. When you get the prima facie determination through VAWA and it makes you eligible for certain benefits, the benefits that you'll be eligible for will be different from state to state. So you have to check. I recommend just a quick Google online search for the benefits that are available in your state, and hopefully that will give you some answers. Okay, good luck to you. I married a U.S. citizen. She's 30 years older than me. I'm 34 and she's 59. I came on a B1. Can you let me know if I'm eligible for a green card or not? From Gaurav. Gaurav, if your marriage is not fake, then you're eligible for a green card. I don't care how much of an age difference you have, okay? If your marriage is real, you married somebody for the right reason and not just to get a green card, then it doesn't matter how big your age difference is. But of course, when you have a 30-year difference, they're going to ask you a lot more questions. They're going to be a lot more skeptical of your relationship. But the best way to prepare for that is to have a good lawyer who's going to be able to prepare you and defend you at your interview. Let's see. Are interviews waived for minors migrating from another country? From Shai. If you're outside the U.S., then no, they'll still need to go through an interview. And the minors being waived interviews inside the U.S. depends on a case-by-case basis, depending on which USCIS field office that they go to. I need to wait with my husband 2 years to apply for ciudadanía. From Gaston. Gaston, you would need to wait. Necesito esperar por 3 años cuando usted recibió su residencia desde su esposo. Does your firm deal with employment-based green cards? We do not. My spouse left the house more than 3 years ago and has not given me a divorce until today. Would it be possible to get my green card through VAWA from Junior? Junior, yes, please give us a call, 212-248-7907. We would love to check to see if you're eligible for VAWA and to help you apply. If you just got divorced, that means your clock to start filing for VAWA begins now, so you still have enough time. And if they held a divorce over your head, when your spouse does not want to give you a divorce, to me, that means that they're being very vindictive and trying to inflict damage upon you. So definitely give us a call, 212-248-7907. Do they interview minors age 5 for adjustment of status? Ms. D, I'm not too sure. I think it's going to depend on the local office. Any recommendations for assistance for someone who has DACA and unfortunately is in a current ongoing case? How long does it normally take to get a U visa from Emmanuel? Emmanuel, if you're in a current ongoing case, if you have DACA, if your current ongoing case is for a criminal charge against you, yeah, it's probably best to start to see what else you might be eligible for. And for the U visas are taking about 5 years. So good luck to you. All right, everyone. Oh, thank you so much, Emmanuel. Emmanuel saying, I appreciate your positive vibe and attitude. Can I request your assistance even though I live in California? Emmanuel, yes, give us a call. I work with clients all over the US. It doesn't matter where you are. I don't work with every sort of case. So if you do have the sort of case that I can work with, then we would love to help. Okay, Emmanuel? But call us anyway. All right, everyone. So thank you so much. So Sean Darkness is saying, what's the earliest constitution open availability? I'm not too sure of that at this point, but do give us a call. We are trying something new where you can actually speak with us even sooner, okay? So call us today, Sean. And let's see. Can a U.S. citizen child claim their parents? From Jonathan. Jonathan, only once they turn 21, and if the parent did not enter illegally, then we have to look to see what else the parents are available for. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Give us a call. Listen, the main point is don't suffer in silence. And for the gentleman who had a comment before about how immigrants need to assimilate, I don't think we do, because we can still be a part of the great American fabric and still hold on to our identities. So everyone has a great culture that just makes America even more great, okay? Thanks so much. Have a wonderful night.